Hey everybody and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and today we're going to be digitizing a gorgeous dragonfly. I see everyone is having a wonderful conversation in the chat. You guys rock. We're talking about the next Anita Good Design project that we're going to do on Saturday. Very excited. So hello Krista, hello Isabel. I was doing stuff I didn't get to say hi back to you, Isabel. So hi. And Don can hear us. He could probably hear us through the door, probably. Ronag and Lila, Julie. Hello to everyone. Oh, yeah, Gail too. Hi, Gail. Misha. We hope you get your machine back. I don't know how you're making it. Sending hugs, virtual hugs. Sandy, of course. Sarah, of course. So Heather, Susan Weehee, Margaretha, Chris Yost, all names I recognize, which is awesome. Look at everyone saying hi. David Weaver, thanks for joining us, David. Dawn is your partner in crime today. Audio Tad Crackney. It's YouTube. YouTube's been driving me nuts. I realized that all the videos that I do, it's not putting it into the correct playlists. So all the playlists are messed up, and I spend time doing it all the time. So I'm going to have to sit and go through all the videos and reassign them, which sucks. So Lily, hi Lily. So, are you guys ready to see what we're going to do today? I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of creativity on this. We are going to start off with the basics, and then I'm going to throw a ton of ideas at you. So, the question is, do you guys want to see the lace that I worked on at the end, or do you want to see it first? So, first or at the end? Rochelle, hi Rochelle. That's a new name, I think. We're glad you're here too. So, miss the class so much you don't recognize me. Hi Lori. Yes, I do. It's just how the chat rolls. It's kind of so first now. Okay, are you ready? It's a little bit abstract, but I really like it. So this is what I did in my, everyone says first, awesome, my lace maker software, and this is it. So it's a little bit abstract, completely different, and I really like it. I thought it was really pretty. What do you guys think? In Karina's words, now. Yes. Henny, hi Henny. Oh, there's lots of new people here today. Woohoo, Annie. Wow. So, yeah, it's got a nice mesh background. And then I picked out kind of like floral lace designs. There we go. We can see it a little bit better in the 3D. Floral lace designs and leaves. Then I popped on some flowers. I thought this design made a perfect body and, of course, beautiful for the antennae there. I just thought it was really cute. I mean, a dragonfly doesn't necessarily have to look like a dragonfly. And by the way, you guys, anything goes on this one. This is definitely an ish. It's a dragonfly-ish. I looked through pictures just to see and they're all different sizes. They are all different colors. You can make a fire one, you can make a green one. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So anything goes. Jackie, everyone likes it. Awesome. Thank you. Don't forget to give this video a share. It's the best way to say thank you to us. Share it with your embroidery friends. Get your embroidery friends to subscribe so we can keep growing and we can keep doing this. So let's go to our dragonfly. So we're going to start at the basics, and the basics is shapes, and we're going to just fill them in with simple stuff, and then we're going to take it and we are going to get fancy with it. So there's a lot of things to do, I think I forgot applique, but that's okay. So an oval, a kind of a circle almost, and a rectangle. And another oval that it's the same one, but I just stretched it out. Already you can see that is the beginning of a dragonfly. However, he's kind of, you know, square, kind of blocked to get together on it. So once we get those shapes, now I am using Perfect Embroidery Professional software. You don't have to use the software. I particularly enjoy it. It has lots of extra stuff. And I saw tomorrow they have, you know how my emoji here that we all like? They have pet ones that I think it's a new program that they're putting out, but we'll check that out tomorrow. So let's get fancy. So all I did for this, now if you look, he's finished, but we're going to go through, I should have moved him maybe. All the jump lines are because I, you know, just do it all in one row. So let's look. Now, you could leave your wings like this. Wait, let's move them back here. Well, I'm just going to show you guys what I did. You could leave the wings like this, but I think a more, you know, rough around the edges kind of look works for me. So how do you do it? Well, you go into node mode, of course. Let's look at this one. So I did add a few more points. I squared this up, the end up a little bit, only because it sits nicely right against the body there. And I just kind of made it a little bit angled up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a point. And you can do this in any software, by the way. That's what I was saying. It's basic stitches. It's basic shapes. Any digitizing software in Brilliance, if you have a Mac, you can still use it on PC, but it works brilliantly on a Mac. Hatch, PE Design, it's easy. I hate this lower bandwidth YouTube. I know, it's so annoying. There's so many other things that are annoying about YouTube. Even from my point of view, it's like, come on guys, let's get it together. So let's start at one end. And so I'm going to square it up a little bit. I don't mean like square. You don't want to square, but just kind of, you know, up a little bit. I do want to move the end here, just kind of, and this down, and this down. So it's just a little bit of playing. Lily, oh my goodness, thank you very much. What a cute little icon that is. Thank you. We appreciate all the help you guys give. It's awesome. I don't have cool graphics to put up because Don's downstairs. So kind of, you know, maybe thicker. Just eyeball it. Now, look, we have on this side, we have a smooth edge, and I'll fix that. And this one is a little bit wobbly. We're going to say that, you know, the wings are not perfect. So we don't really want a smooth edge. Some of the wings have a little piece maybe broken out of it or something, but try to make it, you know, not perfect. I know that sounds crazy, and it's actually harder to do than you think, but even like this is much better. Pull out your Bezier curves if you need to. I like that. I think that's pretty good. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be you know, anything. I think this looks really good. Let me put it beside here. I think that's really good for the wing. Now, if you don't like the angle, of course, you can change it. If you want it more of kind of like a taken apart X, you can do that. Now, you could do all four of these the exact same size and the exact same design if that's what you wanted. That's easy. It would still look good. But I made the bottom one like a little bit thicker on it, and kind of like fuller, obviously angled down. Let's do it. And again, don't be perfect. We don't want perfect. Maybe I should make a copy of that. Copy and paste, Control C, Control V, and so I wanted it a little different. The angle is going to be down, so let's put this one up so we can play around with it. But see See how that looks just fine like that. You can certainly leave it like that. It's no problem at all. I think it looks actually really good. And then for the other side, you just copy and paste and then flip it. Any digitizing software will have that. Then it came down to what to do with the wings. And I played around with it a little bit. Now, remember your size. If you are making a very small dragonfly, then just fill it with fill stitches that you have reduced the density. So it'll fill it in, but it's kind of light and airy as well. If we're going to do it bigger, for example, what size am I right now? I always like to know 6 by 4, so 6.5, almost 7 by 4.5. So we have a good size. So we can add some detail in. Now these two on the right are exact same size as the just reversed, but you don't have to do them the same. I was reading. I'm a little off today, so forgive me, guys, if I stutter around. I don't know what it is. I'm just exhausted today. Jackie Cheek. Hi, Jackie. Hi, all. Sorry I'm running late. I was watching the new AccuQuilt Dies video demos. Yeah, I missed it. I wanted to watch it, too. I love my AccuQuilt, and I love embrilliance to go along with AccuQuilt. I use them all the time. It's awesome. I didn't get to watch it, so I'm gonna watch the replay after this and do something cool with my nails for Saturday. It's awesome. Too much Star Wars cakes. The girls made that themselves, by the way. It's just Bee's favorite saying, and they spent like, I don't know, a day, couple hours doing it. I thought it was quite good, and it was darn tasty. So birthday cake, yay, it was awesome. So wings, so you could fill it, if it's big enough, you could fill it with any kind of motif stitch. I like this one. I thought this one was kind of cool. This one is just, oh, Chris Yost, thank you. This one is just, a motif stitch, and then I did have an outline. So it gives it kind of a different look. And I offset the outline as well. Bee had a fantastic birthday. We're all nerds in this house, of course. Bee and Sam being the main ones. And but we're also crafty. So we got her Cricket Joy, the little itty bitty one. It's really cute. She's having a blast. That's what she's doing right now to keep care of the dogs. So she had a wonderful day. She's 20. Holy crap. I have a 20-year-old, and she's my youngest. Nerds rock. Yeah, we're pretty nerdy around here. All right, back to Dragonfly before I get too distracted talking nerd talk. So I'm going to move him over here. Now, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to group him so we can have a nice visual while we are working. So grouping just keeps all of your elements together. It doesn't fuse them together or anything like that. It just keeps them together. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can work on the body, just as many as you can do with the wings. Is Pep the same as Florina? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is almost exactly the same as Floriani Total Control U. It looks the same. Of course, I don't have Floriani, so I can't tell you, if it works exactly the same, because I've never seen it, but I have been told that, the layout is quite similar. So yes, definitely. So a lot of ways you can work on the body. We're going to start with basics, and then we're going to do different ways of doing it. So thank you very much, Isabel. We always appreciate your support. And there's a coffee for Dawn. That's awesome. So the body is this part. We're talking about the end part. It's really long. Dragonflies can be quite large. So, you know, you have a lot of creativity. And like I said, even my abstract lace guy is still a butterfly. You have a lot of creative control on this. So what I did for the basic shape of the body is I just added a few nodes. So I'm going to go into node mode, of course. I put a node here, add point. I'm going to have to zoom in a bit more. And I kind of curved it down just a little bit. You don't particularly want points, but this is so it tucks into the body nicely. Now, I've never seen a dragonfly with a square back end like this body, so I just made it a different shape. I just went like this and left it like this. But you can do, there's many things you can do. You could take it and you could, let's add another one, add point. The body's kind of an easy part. And you could maybe round it at the end. I think that would look nice. Good enough anyways. And we're going to do lots more with all of these parts. So basically just adding 2 points. You could add a couple more points and give it a curve, a slightly, a slight curve. Because dragonflies aren't straight, but you know what? I let it vary just a little bit. So that's the dragonfly, long part. Now we need to do a little bit of a body. You can also do legs in here too. They have a lot of icky legs. But I basically, for the body, I didn't really change it at all. It's an oval. I kind of maybe pulled it out of shape a little bit. You could square up the bottom if you wanted to, so think the pieces fit together, but I liked the curve. See, we can overlap a little bit and see how nicely that works right there. Always make sure you overlap. So depending on what you do, that's fine, but I just kind of left it. I squared it, not squared it, but I kind of a little bit so it would fit in the one. Does anybody know if there's an embroidery hoop bigger than a 5 by 12 inch? I would like to design a little bigger if that's possible. Yeah, you can, if you have a luminaire, you can do 10 and 5/8 by 16. So, yeah. Susan Wee, thank you very much. Thank you. I can have a little drink. Sandy, twins are 43. That's okay. Our youngest is 48. All right, I guess I'll shut up then because I got a 20-year-old. Oh, Susan Weehee, thank you very much. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were on the head. So the head is, I thought it was a cool shape for it. So you could take it and you know what? You could leave it as an oval. It looks absolutely fine. Maybe make it a little more, not perfect circle, looks weird, but you could make it, longer like this. You could just leave it, or we can add a few points to it to give it, a little bit more of a shape. And if you do it big enough, you can add details like eyes. They're kind of like big half circles on it. It's fine. So let's, I'll make this a little bit bigger so it's easier for us to see. That would be a big dragonfly. Ew. So back into node mode. And I just did a couple things. I put a point here, so add point, right click, add point, right click, add point. And I had played around with it because I wanted to give it kind of, this kind of shape. I don't want any sharp edges. And then I just pulled out my Bezier curve. And in this software, it leaves you, the lines, the original lines, which are really handy. But remember, this dude doesn't have to be symmetrical at all. So I'm going to put it around about there. And remember, the head part is pretty small. But I like having the original shape line there because look what I've done now. I've matched everything up. And I think it looks really good like that. You can apply that to different things. It's not perfect by any means, but that's a pretty cool, almost looks like a dog's nose too, so you can keep that in mind. So it's a little bit long maybe, so we can just squish it up, because remember, it's still just a shape. That's how I came to this one. It's almost exactly, just a little bit. And then, of course, we need the antenna, because this is the opportunity to put some nice swirls in. And a really quick way of doing it is going here to shapes. A lot of the digitizing software will have a spiral, and this one has a lot of options. And I thought it was really cool. Single works best for this, but swirl, let's have a look at it. So I thought that was pretty neat, like that. You make it real fancy. Now, that doesn't look like a fancy antenna, but if we turn it this way and we go back into node mode and we pull this out, that kind of looks like an antenna now. And that's just moving one node. I like it. It's obviously too big for our guy, but if you want to make swirls, that is the way to do it. Let's make it a bit smaller. I put it in place. Actually, even at that size, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. It balances it out. That is the best way. I have a really hard time making like swirls. I can't get them smooth enough, and they always, I'm just taking my sweater off. They always look out of balance. So if you have a spiral stitch or a spiral shape, or if you have something like Corel Draw or anything like that, I would make a really nice spiral. If you can put it in stitches, put it in stitches. If you can't, you could just keep it handy in a folder, and then you can just convert it to stitches, because it's only one thing. So let's convert this to stitches. What are we going to do? Probably just a run and apply. But we could also, make it a bean, depending on the size. Remember, you can't go too small with this. So I don't like even seeing it in red. But that really looks good. I think it balances off the wings. And like I said, this is an ish. Copy and paste while I'm talking. This is an ish. So whatever makes you happy on it. And you can have fun with colors. You can have fun with, styles, different things, different motif stitches. Isn't that cute though? It kind of draws attention to, the nice embroidery, which is fantastic. So that is our basic butterfly. Now you can fill these wings. It doesn't, I have it grouped. It doesn't have to be like this. I was just playing around. I think they all look good. And remember to play with your density as well, just to keep it and sizes, because you want it to fit depending on the size that you want. Then I decided to play around a little more, because you know what? We're not done yet. There are a lot more Dragonfly things that we can do. Now, also, if you're wondering, why didn't I merge the whole body together so it's one shape? You can do that if you want. Just keep in mind that it's the Dragonfly is an insect, and it basically, like on this tail part, it has different partitions. But if you want to, then, by all means, go ahead. It'll still look good. This is what I wanted to show you. To make those partitions without making those partitions, if it's big enough, you can assign a pattern stitch to it. And I think it is literally a quick way of making these lines that you want without, sitting there and doing all that, because that is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. So if you want to make all these shapes together, you can just weld them together. Now, one thing I did because I thought, oh, this is just like an open workspace and there's lots to do. So I decided I selected the whole thing, select the whole entire thing, and in this software, you right click and we want to go to utility and we want to create outline. And you can do it a little bit bigger. You can put it on 0 and it'll just be right on it. I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. That's fantastic. Let's make it a brighter color, purple maybe. And you can see I have, whoops, I have the outline to it. Oh, that's going to be so far out of place. It's going to be way down at the bottom. Yep, there it is. Had trouble grabbing it. Sometimes I do. It's just my day today, right? That I'm having trouble grabbing it. But you can do offsets as well. There's quite a few things that you can do to make, an outline and smooth it down. I'm not going to mess around with this too much, but you could see the purple outline. It does not want to select it. There we go. There is the purple outline. And I think it looks pretty good. This one is right here. I just wanted a basic shape. So this is now going to be my template. Now, the only thing I really didn't like was right here. But, we can fix it. When you create something automatically, and this is the major problem with auto digitizing. So I automatically created the outline and it's very nodey. There's a lot of nodes as opposed to the one I created, which has considerably less. So if you're ever wondering why auto digitizing doesn't work, here is a picture of it for you. It's a little bit much. So to move something, this is the big difference. To move something, I got to move a whole bunch of things, but I wanted this a little more defined. It was, too far uneven. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And the outline of the antenna are not cool. So I'm just left clicking and dragging and creating a bounding box. That's going to select a whole bunch of nodes and just simply press delete. And of course, in the software, apply. And we got rid of it. Now I can see one little part here that didn't quite work. So let me zoom in, and I'm still in node mode, so I'm good. And yeah, we have a bit of a mess here. So I'm just gonna do the bounding box, select more than one, and apply. So if you find little parts that you don't care for, I know this is not equal to that, but I'm good with it. This one was just too much of a difference. See, this has space between it and this one doesn't. You could tweak it a little bit, but then save it as a Dragonfly outline. Software adds a lot of nodes and auto digitizing. Yeah, that is the problem because it puts a million zillion nodes in it and you can't do anything with it. Hi Ronog, thank you very much. We appreciate your support. Awesome. Yeah, it's just too difficult to move stuff and it's a case of overkill. So now that we have our Dragonfly made from our basic shapes, now we can get in and play ripple stitch or projection stitch. I played with this. It is so much fun because I want to make a little bit of a fancier guy. Look, I forgot to move his bunny ears. That's what they look like. So mental note, if you ever want to make cute bunny ears, make antenna and do an outline. Ha, right? Ha. So we're going to make the wings. So ripple stitch, you can do a contour stitch. You can play around with it. The only issue with these, and I really do like this one, the only issue with these is that you have to make sure this part, this dark part, isn't too dense. So you can try it by eye and see what you think. You can move some nodes around to you know, make this part not quite as dense, I think it would be okay. This will not work on a very small one. So what I did, it's really simple. In this software, to create this effect, it is an open path. So an open path means it starts here and it ends here and there's no connection. In a lot of the other software, you can do it with a closed path. So it's a matter of using Mr. Dragonfly as a template. This is my favorite one. It's this one up here times 2. Alicia, thank you very much. And I just multiplied it and reversed it. So I just kind of did a rough outline. Now you can see I didn't even do a great job at it, but you can see how much that matters. Does it even show? No, not at all. So this is something you can just, you know, do. So let's do another one. I really had fun playing and doing different things and seeing the different effects depending on where you put the nodes. But let's do it on the other side. So we're going to select the running stitch, and remember it's open. And I'm just going to place these down, and it doesn't have to be the same. So I'm going to try to be messy here, which, whoops, it does have to be a straight point in the corner. I just did backspace. You could do undo as well. And, you know, I have no problem making them bigger. And we're going to leave it kind of, I'm going to tilt it up and press enter. And, you know, that looks like a 2-year-old drawings. But we're just about to make it better. We're going to go to the projection stitch. You guys might have a ripple stitch. You know, there's all different ones. And wait for the moment. Dun 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 dun. You really almost have to sing your own tune to be able to use this. I love it. So density, I always try to go as high as I think and then move it around. I kind of like that. This one looks completely different from this one. Now, if you don't like the dense part in it, then all you have to do is move some nodes. This is the beauty part of it. And this is where you get to play around. See how that changed it? And you know what? That looks even better, I think. And then maybe we can move this one around and just do one part at a time. And then you can click apply, but you can always go back if you don't like it. Now, let's see if we can make this part maybe a bit narrower, and see how that looks. And I think that looks even better. So I've just made very few adjustments, and I kind of like it. They're getting a bit big for wings, but it's my Dragonfly. I'll do how I want for sure. You could exaggerate them a little bit more and maybe smooth it out, or I'll leave it down. There we go. Doesn't make a big difference, but I like it. So once you get that, hit apply, play around with it, see what you like. The real way to tell what you like is to put it up here, and we're going to do Control-C, Control-V, copy-paste, and move the new one over, and we're going to use this mirror, and we're going to mirror it. Why can't I say words today? There we go. And because I have a little square part there, that's how it ended up. So what do you think? I think I like those. I'm not 100% sure about how dark it is. What is the keystroke to change from straight line to curved line? In this software, you have to hold down the control key and left click. So just the left click is a straight line. Control and a left click is a curved line. So my problem is, my habit is right click is a a curve, sorry. So I do it pretty much automatically, and then it deletes everything. So I'm like, oh, I have Heather Wills says, I have P Design 10 and can't get anything like what you have. I'm using the piping stitch, but yours is so much nicer. I think someone in the group with PE Design 11 figured out the steps to make it look like this. This is easy, and it's easy in Hatch, and everything's easy in Embrilliant, so it's easy. We can, work on it if you want. Then I decided to get a little fancier and I added a middle part. I'm not 100% sure I like it. This is the outline that I did. You kind of get to know what it's going to turn out to be. Remember this, actually, if you look at it sideways, it looks like a vampire. Just because it's getting closer to Halloween, so everything's cats, bats, and jacks, as they say. So, awesome. Never have enough fabric. It's a rule. You can never have enough fabric. Don doesn't say to me, don't you have enough? He's like, yeah, get what you want. If you want it, yep, why not? Lila, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. I don't know if I like the third part in there. I would maybe make one part smaller so it looks like maybe like a split wing or something. It's not bad. It might look good for what we're doing. And wait, there's more. Don't look over there yet, though. I played around again. Now, I kind of like this one as well. This is the shape that I did. I'm not sure if I like this part. This is kind of cool in here. It's just different, It looks like, to me, that the wings are flapping away and you can hardly see them. It's just a different shape. The third gives it more movement. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's worth playing around with it. I did a whole bunch of different things, as you can see, and just loosely based it on our template that we created. So that's the wings. And then I thought, well, what can we do for the body? The body's kind of plain and simple. Oh, I played around with radial stitches. Again, you have to be careful with the density on it. It's not bad. I'm not too fussy about the ends of it. I always change it for chiseled for straight. But with the radial stitch, you go into node mode and you can change quite a few things where it radiates from. That's what this pink dot is for. And go apply. You can move it around. You can put it in the middle. You can put it in I don't think the top would go very well. But see how it changes when you move it? So, I mean, it's okay. I think it would probably look a little better if you put an outline on it. So I was just playing around just to show you. I don't like it as much. I think it would be too dense right down here, but if you change the density, there's not enough on the actual wings. So I'm not too fussed on that, so I'm just going to click delete. So for the body, this is where you can get really artistic and creative. And I thought, why not swirly? Now this is just freehand. Oops, I need a drink. Oh, that's better. So dry in here. Why not make an abstract? That's where I started getting into the abstract ones. And you know what? I kind of like it. I've never done too much in the way of abstract. And I spent an hour, not on this one, but getting to this one because I was trying to make a perfect spiral. And then I didn't like it. So I just kind of, free-handed it with a running stitch. And I thought, well, that looks better. It doesn't look like if you just do something like this and there's nothing else to put it in context, that kind of does look like a 2-year-old drawing. But when you put it in the butterfly, it looks better. And I just did, a circle, circle, circle. And I did use the template here for the size and shape that we're doing. We can remove the bunny ears. And I just did swirlies in it, just freehand. If you don't like any of it, you can go back in. And another trick, if you're trying to do these swirls and see how they're spaced apart, then you can just go like this, and it pushes them smaller and a little bit closer together. So, and the reverse works the same. If they're all over top of each other, it's you can stretch it out. So either way, I thought the swirl at the end would be really nice. So I played around with it, and I was quite surprised that I actually liked it. And it went a few different ways. This is the same spiral that we used for the antenna, and I stretched it out. So look what I came up with. I love it. I am so happy with it. This actually looks really good on him. If I hold it, oh, I guess it's hard to see. Let's do it up here. Let's do it up here. It, believe it or not, it looks really good. And it's just a spiral that I stretched out. So there we go. See that? I think that looks cool. It looks like a fancy paper clip, but you know what? It's an abstract butterfly. Let me do it in black. Maybe you can see it better. Isn't that cool? So I did actually like that. I liked the just regular swirls. Then I thought, okay, some people like everything to be right. So I played around with circles and I just duplicated them. And that looks good too. I not circles. Actually, I did do circles and then I stretched it. But you could do ovals. See the difference? There's the circles, which actually I think looks fantastic. I don't think there's a problem with that. Obviously, it's not big enough, but I just stretched it out. So by stretching it, I mean select the whole thing in a bounding box, and this stretches it. So not node mode, stretch mode. And I really like it. I'm going to do Control Z on here so we can still see it. Another thing I came up with, if you are doing it large enough, just do it simple. Simple can be best. And I just did a big enough oval. This would be a much smaller dragonfly. And added some motif stitches. You can do that. It's good enough. It doesn't all have to be fancy schmancy stuff. These are the wings that I didn't know if I liked or not, and I think I need to move them down a little bit. I don't think they're bad at all. Now, of course, in your stitching order, don't look at mine because it's all messed up because I did, you know, quite a few things before I came to the conclusion. You do want the wings to stitch out first on this one, and then the satin stitches. So it kind of covers up the edges here because you want a little bit of an overlap. I think that would be cool. But for a simple design, oh heck yeah, that's groovy. So then what I did is I filled in the stitches. You know, I wanted the body to look, or part of the body, not necessarily the really long part. I just put some circles and I really didn't try very hard. I just did duplicate. So right click, duplicate, or Control D is a shortcut. And in this software, you can just click. So I just overlap them, basically clicking at the bottom. Let's go. Hello. Another one, another one. I don't know why it's not doing it. But you just keep duplicating it. And then I did a stretch, not too much because we still want to see the waviness. Maybe make it a little wider, depending on the size, of course. And then weld them together. That's all I did. That's it. That's it. Utility, create border, convert to. No, we don't want to convert to anything. So just weld it together. Or not, if you want the overlaps, I mean, that's fine. One piece would be better. Or if you want to be able to make adjustments, this is welded. That's why it didn't come up. We can weld this one if you want to see. I don't have the top one right, though. Let's move it down. They got to be overlapping a little bit to weld. This is just a baby one. Right click, shaping, and weld. And now it's one piece. You can't do anything but you know, stretch it, resize it. You can do node mode. That's fine. Let's see how many nodes. Yeah, still too many. Not too bad. Not as bad as the outline, but still. Okay, so those are a gazillion ideas so far. And you know what? I think this guy looks good. I played around with the spirals. That's how I came up with this one for the body. Because you could make an entire spiral dragonfly. So just by taking a spiral, you can see how fantastic that looks for the antenna. And again, all I did is go into node mode and I stretched out the last node so it's longer and then changed the angle. This one, I just stretched it out. I did, you know, a few more turns. You can stretch it out. That's too big, but we can move it in. So it's a skinny swirl for the body. How cool is that? And you could even put a few together because it's just one single line. So you could even put a few together to make the wings. If you do it big enough, you could do them in satin stitches. Thank you, Gail. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. So let's do a copy and let's do a paste. And again, this is, you know, heavy on the ish, but look how good that looks, like this. Or you could angle it in, or you could color the parts in. It doesn't matter. Let's double it. Copy and paste. And how about like that? Make it connect. So you could do a swirly dragonfly like this easily, because I think that looks pretty groovy. Tweak it around a little bit. So then the next thing I did, I added the same wings, and this guy's a little bit smaller, but if you look at him, you can see how glorious it is to be able to preview with variegated thread. I love it. It's right here, number 22. I was like, yeah, awesome. And what I did to make this one look better, because I think he looked really good, is that I rotated the whole thing and I added another swirly. That's all I did though. So it kind of, the dragonflies don't have to be perfectly up and down. It really adds a lot if you turn it a little bit. So tons of ideas here, tons and tons and tons of ideas. There's so many different ways to do it. You guys can let me know which one is your favorite, because so many things to do. The only thing I don't like about this one, so I go back and I tweak stuff. I think the wings need to be a little more like that, maybe up a little bit more. I just think maybe they were tilted up too much. Maybe. I don't know. But isn't this groovy? You could do a little face on it if you wanted. You could, if you're doing it big enough, you could add the eyes. You could make it, oh, Jackie, thank you very much. You could be, yeah, the purple one. So this purple one is the same wings as this. Now, I would suggest when you come up with these wing type things that you really like, give them a save and save them in the native format. And you could make your own kind of clip art or, you know, different designs like that. And if you're thinking, you know, I want to do a butterfly, you could just pull out these wings and, you know, add it to your design, whatever design you're working on. It's easier to tweak the nodes rather than start all over again because we don't have any clip art. You can see the nice flow on this one. I really think it's pretty, but I'm going to change it a little bit. My problem is when I'm playing with this type of stitches, I play too long because you can change the whole thing. So one of them I had this curved part going the other way. I kind of like this. It's kind of rolling. I think it's really pretty. And yes, zoom in and get it exactly how you want. But this would be a really good one to save because you could modify it so easily to make anything else. I have a tendency of doing that. Look, let's stretch it out and see how different it looks. Well, that is even better. That is a happy accident. I think that looks great. It looks more like a butterfly, however, but that's okay too. Let's just do copy and let's do paste, pull it over, and there we go. Now you could do a little butterfly. Let's move this little body that's big now and put it right here. And bada boom, butterfly. Oh, he's behind. Oh well, I have to move him up, but I have so many. I would never have guessed a dragonfly out of shapes. Yeah, and it was super easy, wasn't it? I think this one is probably my favorite, but see how putting it on a little angle makes the difference? All right, I gotta fix that. So let's do order, and I think it's to front. I just have so many things on here. There you go. And it's a butterfly. Bada boom. Squish it up. It's a wing. Stretch it out, and it is a butterfly. Just like that. I think that's easy. But I would save those wings if you want to take a look at the shape again. Now remember, it's open. This is all I did, so it's just like 3 loops, the smaller one in the middle. And I think that's the recipe for this that we want. It took me a while to get at that, but you can add more in, especially for a butterfly. I just want to fix that one thing. And of course, as always, don't be super particular about everything. It looks really good, so I like that a little bit better. I think that's awesome. Those are beautiful wings right there. You could do one more for butterfly, because butterflies are issues as well. And again, you can do variegated thread and just all one color, and it looks fantastic. So literally, the sky's the limit on this. You can do it. You can make the wings look great. Look at all the work that I did. Let's zoom out. I start here and I copy and paste and move my way down to the final ones, which are these two. They're the ones that are in the pictures, and I like it. So let me see how big these are, because I want to show you one more thing. All right, these guys are huge. Is it really? Yeah, these guys are huge. It's hard to tell because, we're working around. I work a little bit bigger than I should because I want to show the details. So this guy's actually 10 by 10, which is fine. You can play around with it, and, if you make it, so 10 by 10 is quite large. Let's watch. If you make it smaller, and you can because of how it's made. There we go. See, that looks really cute too. Honestly, that looks really cute too. It's small and you see less detail, but it works. The reason why I can do it, oh, I should probably change that. That's a bit much. Is because I have, the working file. I created it so you can, move it around. Let's make it like really seriously big and see. Look at all that detail. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So this guy is huge, but there's no reason why you can't do huge designs. Let's pick another variegated thread. Oh, I think I want to add to it, maybe. Add color. And then double click. No. There we go. Right click. And right at the bottom, let's do something dramatic. Just for fun. Just so we can look. White. Oh, how about rainbow? Oh, okay. Doesn't that change everything? Look at that. That is amazing. Now, of course, you know, this isn't guaranteed that it's going to stitch out exactly like this, the colors, I mean, but it sure gives you an idea. So, is that not stunning? I think he's really cute. I like these parts now. Looking at it bigger, I like these parts going down. It gives it movement. So, you guys are going to have fun with this. Let's flip back to my Dragonfly. He looks a bit better now that you've seen the whole procedure, but it still is a butterfly. I never saw this trick before. What trick? Did I teach a trick? No. This is all good stuff. That needs to be a new mug rug, but the lace one, I think it's kind of cute. I just thought it was abstract, and I just picked, these are all built in, everything's built in, except for the background, of course it's set to this, but I just picked ones that look like wings, and this one was perfect for the body, and this part for an extra just design, and you just put it together and do an outline on it and then fill it with stitches. So love to see it stitched now. Well, I'm going to try. I don't know if I'll have time today. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do for Saturday. But, you know, let's move our butterfly over because, you know, it's cool. And I'm going to rotate him. And, you know, lickety split, do a butterfly. Why not? So I hope you guys have tons of fun with this. The sky's the limit. Anything goes. It's a lot of fun. You can, you know, try for realistic, but you can, you know, go abstract. You can do bright colors. Any color goes, anything goes. So it's definitely an ish, and it definitely works. I am going to finish my swirly one because I really like that idea, even for the wings. I really think it's a cute idea. Almost like a motif stitch, but not quite. So yeah, super fun, you guys. I'm gonna leave you looking at this one. And if you have any questions, the OML Embroidery University Facebook group is where the best place to ask a question. I see all the comments on YouTube, but I don't always get around to answering them because it takes me hours and hours. And I would rather be creating gorgeous things for you guys to try. So I can't wait to see everyone's creations too. It's going to be so much fun. I'll let you guys know later what we're doing for Saturday. I'll try to do it today, but if not, it'll definitely be tomorrow. And thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys will create some amazing original dragonflies for yourself and stitch them out too, so you get to learn about the density here. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which is Saturday. Bye everyone. Bye.